Okay, so here are the battles. I'm going to watch them and just kind of commentate over them, and we'll see how they went. No spoilers. This is game one. So, first in team preview, I'm looking at this and I notice he only brings one psychic type. He does bring mostly Pokemon that are weak on the special side. I really think the Fungus at this point is fake. I'm surprised to see Mini Cinderace, so I'm thinking right now his team's probably going to be Sock, Skuntank, Starmie, and one of the three unevolved. One thing I should have thought at this point and didn't is only one of these guys can have the Eviolite. So, yeah, really interesting. Really interesting team setup. So, at this point, I'm thinking, well, he doesn't really have anything that can beat Flareon except for the Starmie. And Scarf Rotom really just destroys that. I don't see any reason his team is not super fast. I don't see any reason to bring Trick Room. So it's definitely going to be Flareon, Scarf Rotom. I'm really looking forward to seeing that Starmie because I can Electrolab it twice and then Flareon outspeeds it. And then I think probably in the back, Aegislash is just too good to not bring, even though it is kind of vulnerable to dark type attacks. I really thought about bringing the dark type Pinch Berry. And then Lanoon I just think is going to be really powerful, cleaning up with extreme speed. All right. So good luck, have fun's exchanged. And if you look turn one, I go with my plan, Detect and Electroweb. And then would you look at that coaching, was not expecting that. Dig. So now, as you can see, I'm trapped. I'm screwed. He's slower now than me. If he wasn't before, he certainly is now. So actually, my Electroweb is working against me. I only have one ground resist on the team. He's going to use Dig, 80 power. He's already at +1 attack. This is certainly going to OHKO Joey. So I have to make a decision. Do I sacrifice Joey? Obviously, taking out the Kragunk is pretty easy. If I sacrifice Joey, then that's great. I wish I had Ally Switch, but I can't. It wouldn't make any sense because I'm Scarf. How could I have seen differently? I mean, I could have Will-O-Wisped the Skuntank. That would have really helped. And obviously, if I had just attacked straight up with Joey instead of detecting, that would have been great. But I was worried about the fake out. Shouldn't have been worried about the fake out. Anyway, so he's Doug. And the only ones I have in the back are Aegislash, who I think will get O-Code. I could probably do the calcs for that, but I think he's going to get one-hit KO, totally uninvested in physical defense, like a strong defense, but he has 1.5 Skuntank. Not feeling good. So I bring in Lanoon, hoping he'll tank it, and he should tank it, except Kragunk goes for the Helping Hand, which is not what I expected. I go along with Electroweb. There's really nothing else I can do. It's not worth switching out, and I hope I get the roll for the 1 KO. I didn't. So here's where I make a mistake. I should have predicted that Skuntank would prioritize the Rotom Frost, and I should have taken the advantage of the opportunity to do a substitute on Juniper, on my Lanoon, and continue to Electroweb because that would take out the Kragunk, which it does. I really could have used getting the substitute up. I do have too little HP to do a Belly Drum. Instead, I go for that. Electroweb particularly works. But then, boom, +1, double power, lash out, stab, Rotom's gone. So I bring in Flareon, he brings in Sock. And I'm thinking, oh god, I'm trying to figure it out, 23 to 27%. And I'm like, extreme speed should kill the skunk tank. And I should be able to kill the sock in one hit because I'm sure he's in our focus. Whoever heard of a sturdy sock? Extreme speed does not pick up the KO. That was his one huge misplay, is he used Sucker Punch on a Pokemon that should have used extreme speed. I mean, everyone makes mistakes in a format like this, but yeah, you can't use Sucker Punch against extreme speed. It just fails if it doesn't go first. Unless he thought I was going to use another move, like a Stomping Tantrum or something, but I feel like the extreme speed was pretty well... I felt it was pretty obvious. Maybe he meant to Sucker Punch the Flareon, but I think he just made a mistake. He just forgot how it works. Anyway, Sock used close combat on Flareon, like I predicted, does a lot of damage. Not that much, but a lot. And then he's sturdy, he endures the hit. So now I have a choice to make. Basically, which one do I extreme speed? And I'm thinking to myself, what I would really like to do is have quick attack. But I won't have quick attack for another couple turns. So what I could do, I'm trying to think, what's the last one? If it's Starmie, then there's no point saving the Flareon, but I don't think it's Starmie. And I get a little too clever for myself, and I'm like, I can extreme speed the Skun Tank, switch an Aegislash, eat up close combat for free, and then I can use Aegislash against whatever his fourth mon is, while Lanoon extreme speeds and kills the Sock. And so I go with the Max Guard, extreme speed, Skunk Tank. That may not have been a great choice. Close combat. And it's Raboot. And I'm like, well, I got nothing against this guy. So I do this, yep. And I didn't expect him to Dynamax him, but I don't know what else he would have Dynamaxed, right? So he does that. Here we go, close combat. I eat that comfortably. Lanoon eliminates Sock, so one turn off. Max Darkness, we're not going to take that. I could have King's Shielded. I probably should have, but I had to. What if he goes for Lanoon? Then then the King's Shield just loses me the game. All right, here clutch detect, barely survive, and that is why when draft leagues, quick attack wins me the game. So that is why every little bit helps in draft leagues. So making sure Flareon had quick attack instead of a coverage move. I noticed I needed priority besides just extreme speed and Berserker Fake Out. So that was a big deal. And yeah, I'm obviously did not win this by much, even though it goes down as a 2-0. Like Joey was dead to rights, and Juniper was a hit away as well. So funny, no luck really in this. The only luck that was really involved was bad luck on my part that Skuntank didn't fall to the range, but also good luck on my part. I didn't miss a single Electroweb except for the one where he was underground, and that is only a 95% attack. So yeah, everything else was 100% accurate attack. The only ones where there was any chance were the Electrowebs. So kind of cool. Anyway, Flareon was EV'd to have enough speed. It's crazy. Flareon was EV'd to have enough speed to outspeed max speed Sock at -1 or max speed Skuntank at -1. And yeah, crazily enough. And then I just put the rest in HP, and crazily enough, that was what mattered. That was what made the difference. So that's Battle 1. Let me pull up Battle 2 for you. This, I changed the format from Battle Stadium Doubles to VGC. It doesn't matter because both of our teams are supposed to. Ooh, I'm on the other side this time, so you get to see it from this perspective now. So Battle 2 team preview. I know, like, Okay, Trick Room's not going to be helpful, so Behame's definitely out. I'm thinking, I'm not really scared of the sock now, especially now that I know it's sturdy. He only used close combat, which makes me think he's probably banded. And Lanoon was great. Lanoon's the reason I won, but I kind of want to hold him back this time, kind of make him forget about it. And Berserker's just got really good stuff. Fake out. His Iron Head's going to be way stronger. I think his head's going to make Aegislash's Flash Cannon brutal. Nobody but Raboot, depending, and Starmie enjoy taking a Flash Cannon to the face. So yeah, by the way, as it happens, he had EV'd his team pretty specifically to beat Trick Room. He had set it up so where he could stomp me in Trick Room. He also was really scared of the Tangela, so Skunktake's item actually is safety goggles. But I predicted that I didn't have a good matchup against it. If you see like poison, there's fire, like I didn't think that I would have a good matchup. So yeah, that didn't work. I was very opposed to getting my butt kicked by bringing Tangela, so brought more offense instead. Anyway, so I brought those two steals, and I think I led with Rotom and Flareon again. And he goes with the all children group, so kind of funny. I should have realized that Krogunk was gonna fake me out. I should have just protected my dude. I should have been more cognizant of the danger of Raboot just max flaring here. I don't really have a good answer for it, but I was expecting the coaching again, so it's like I'll fake out the Krogunk and I'll Electro Web Raboot. Unless he max airstreams, which would be stupid, Flareon's going to outspeed next turn and I'm just going to destroy him. So, fake out on the Jericho. Resist, I can't fake out. Electro Web does what it does. Max Flare obliterates the Rotom. But I'm thinking, okay, whatever. I'm still in this. To his job. Flareon comes out and Flareon Max Flare in the Sunshine. So this is where I make kind of a mistake. I should have just probably Flare Blitzed the Krogunk. Instead, I think I'm going to max here. I am going to protect Jericho and predict the max Flare into him. Yep. So I could have just Flare Blitzed, like, saved a turn of Dynamax, but it is what it is. And then I get the Toxic Poison. So I know I'm the fastest thing on the planet. No, I'm not, because Sock isn't slowed down. No, I'm faster than Raboot. Well, I actually don't. See, his max speed is 160. And my speed is 1 at 1. Because Sock is 150. If he was max speed, I would be slower and this game would be over. But he's not. He didn't think about it because I don't have anyone in that speed tier. He wasn't thinking about Electro. No, fair. There's a lot of stuff I didn't think about. So I'm slower than the Sock, but that's okay. I eat that hit just fine. And I'm like, I gotta take out this Raboot, and if I can slow down the Sock, so much the better. So I actually maxed Strike. He is Fire type right now, so probably, but you got the 250% boosts from Stab and from Sun, and then you cut it in half. So that would have been a little stronger, and it's a strong move in general, but I don't think I would have gotten the kill, because as you can see, like, he's still at, 33% health left. Like, I don't think that would have made that big of a difference. So I max Flare, and if I had max Flared, I don't think it would have been as good. Getting the speed control on Sock is really important. Iron Head, destroy him. Max Airstream, oh, well, there goes the speed control, and there goes Flareon. So, was it really worth it? Really? So anyway, but then I realized, like, wow, that's weird. He's not max speed at all. He's actually very slow, because at -2 speed, he was slower than my very slow, I think, min speed Jericho, because I was thinking Trick Room. Anyway, so here come my 2 steals, and he makes here the mistake that loses him a lot. He switches out Unforced his Sock for Stunt Skunk Tank. At this point, I'm thinking 100% it's banned. Like, why would you switch if not for that? My Protect here on Jericho is pretty well, what do you say? Especially if he is banned, and I'm thinking he is banned at this point. So it's pretty well telegraphed that I'm going to use a Protect on Jericho, and probably just do anything to get rid of the one I see as the real threat, which is the Sock. And, so Flash Cannon onto that slot seems obvious. If he had Starmie, he would have brought it in and won comfortably, but he didn't. So he protects, and that is very fortunate for me. So Flash Cannon destroys Skunk Tank. I was going to Iron Head Raboot anyway, I think, because I didn't. I just YOLO'd it. I figured he would switch maybe, but he did. Anyway, so now I'm like, oh crap. Now I really need to get Sock, but now he is faster, and, well, he always was faster, right? So I'm like, and I can't max. I know Raboot isn't going to protect this turn, but there's one turn of Sun left. Like, if he Flare Blitzes either of my guys, I think he's got it, and then Sock can take care of the other, because I assume, he's got a coverage move that isn't close combat. And I'm right, as you see. So I go for a very rare double protect. It doesn't look like he has a boosting move on either of them. Throat Chop, and I get the defense drop, which is really nice. And Sun is gone, so I'm not as scared anymore. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm slow, but... And here's where I make the final decision. Who do I attack? Obviously, I'm going to attack with both of them. So first I make the quick decision, like, I'm using Shadow Ball, not Flash Cannon for Jasper, regardless of who I attack. Because, I don't want to do any not very effective shenanigans. Which is funny, because I would have lost the game if he had Sucker Punched Jasper, but he didn't. And he has Sucker Punch too, so I don't know why he didn't. Maybe he was feeling bad after the other game. I shouldn't have. Anyway, Berserker, I'm thinking, who do I attack with? Who do I attack? I'm certain he's going to get his attack off first with Sock, and I'm thinking he's going to get his attack off first with Raboot as well, even though he is on I think he's still at -1 attack. Or -1 speed. So I'm like, well, I will hope I survive on Jasper. I am in shield form now, which is another benefit of the double protect. And I'm like, okay. And then if I attack Raboot, I prioritize getting Raboot out, then I think I can handle Sock, especially if he is choiced. Because if he's using a non-fighting attack, he's going to have a real tough time with Jericho. He goes Throat Chop. Yeah, it does nothing. Shadow Ball eliminates the Raboot, which he really should have Sucker Punched, but there it is. Unless he was choiced, which we will find out in the third game, actually, whether either of those guys were choiced. Okay, so I always want to do a third round, even if it's not necessary. So we both made some maybe questionable mistakes, but my mistakes didn't end up costing me, and his did. That's just the way it works. Okay, we're going to play this one, and I really wanted to bring the Trick Room mode and see if that even works. I was hoping he would bring his 2, but they really were bluffs. And what's funny is he later told me that his Starmie was max speed, timid, because he was scared of Rotom, but Rotom's choiced anyway, so choice scarfed, so it wouldn't even matter. yeah, so we'll see how this one goes. Last match, Raboot, Krygunk, Jenny and Jericho. And so that was not the right move. And yeah, Max Darkness just destroys him. So there we go. And here comes Flareon. And I detect with Flareon. He vacuum waves with Raboot, with Krygunk, proccing his own weakness policy because the dude is super smart. His Iron Head does a lot of damage, but not enough. Quick Attack can even get a critical hit. He uses coaching. Look at the stat increases on that Raboot. Like, that is just beyond absurd. And now it's Sunny. And, yeah. Also, what's funny is the Krogunk goes to Anticipation instead of Dry Skin, but I don't really have any water type attackers except for Quillfish, who is not someone that Krogunk really has a lot of tools against anyway. I don't know. I could have brought Quillfish. Apparently, against the team he actually brought, Quillfish would have been great because he never brought Starmie. Quillfish would have been fine against anything Raboot would have done. Anticipate, like he had no way of punishing or stopping Intimidate against the team he brought. I would have enjoyed having Weezing. Weezing does stop Guts on my end. I'd have to be aware of that. And it stops, of course, Steely Spirit, although it stops Levitate. Does not stop stance change. You can't stop that. So anyway, there were things I could have done differently. But that's what you do, is you come with what you think your best are. So look at Raboot stats, I say, and yeah. Here comes the Sucker Punch, very powerful. Quick Attack, but it was too slow. Blade Form, Max Airstream, I think that'll do really well. Does increase the speed, but yeah, it's not going to do well. Why didn't he attack that turn? Oh yeah, because he subbed out. So I'm like, well, and this is me just being stupid. I should have Flare Bits the Skunk Tank because I'm faster than him, but I think I was scared of Sucker Punch. I shouldn't have. I should have just Flare Blitzed the Skunk Tank. Whatever. Anyway, Krygunk is here, and I am all by my lonesome. And turns out he is faster, even with. So I don't know why his. Oh, he used Sucker Punch, duh. Because I used actual Flare Blitz. I didn't use Quick Attack. But I was on a timer anyway. So anyway, he absolutely demolished me that game. So that's why I didn't bring my Trick Room. Okay. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you enjoy this content. I don't know who you are. It's quite likely that I'm the only person who will watch this, but I'm going to enjoy looking back on it. Have a good day.